I was scared. I've never felt one before because I grew up in New York and we don't really have them often. So I thought it was a train personally, and then it just kept going.
I felt really strange because it was my first time experiencing that. I was actually at the office and I just left early, so that was pretty crazy, to be honest. I was really scared, and that's why I'm going home right now. And yeah, just hope everybody's safe.
I forgot what time it was, 10:30-ish or something. It literally, the entire building rumbled. I actually was delighted to find out that a tractor trailer did not hit the side of my building. When we came out, I've lived in New Jersey since 1964 officially, and never felt that before.
I heard the loudest boom and crack, as if the house cracked in half or something. And I ran towards the deck and outside, and I guess I was so quick that I felt nothing other hearing the boom and the roaring. When I got to the front yard, my neighbor with her 2 daughters was out, and her daughters were sleeping, so unfortunately they experienced the house shake, the frames fall. Bella, the 10-year-old, 11-year-old, fell down the stairs from fear. But after that,
And then it's $1 million home that found out that the county had done.
What's that? What the heck is that? Was that an earthquake?
That's what it really was. Wow.
Wow, that's the biggest one.
It's still going.
It's still going.
During the visit, I understand that you'll also be
Whoa.
in space. Is Japan pushing to have the first non-American on the moon? And has the
See, if my kids were home, I would think it was them.
A 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck the New York City area Friday morning, shaking buildings up and down the East Coast and surprising many residents who rarely experience such events.
I was scared. I've never felt one before.
I felt really strange because it was my first time experiencing that.
The quake's epicenter was in Tewksbury in central New Jersey, about 40 miles west of New York City according to the U.S. Geological Survey. It occurred just after 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. Tremors were felt in the heart of Manhattan and beyond, with people from Baltimore to Boston reporting rumblings. Surveillance video captured the moment it shook this Boonton, New Jersey coffee shop.
This is one of the largest earthquakes on the East Coast to occur in the last century.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul said that engineering teams were inspecting infrastructure and that no life-threatening situations had been identified. A few aftershocks followed later in the day, explained David Wunsch, state geologist and director at the Delaware Geological Survey.
It looks to be at least 2 or 3 aftershocks that have been recorded since the major event earlier today, but they're all more like in the magnitude 2 range, so significantly smaller, and that's very typical of earthquake behavior, that you have a gradually tailing off of the magnitude of the aftershock energy with time.
Friday's tremor was the largest felt in the city since the 2011 5.8 magnitude earthquake in Virginia that prompted evacuations of New York City Hall and other buildings and caused damage in Washington, D.C. According to the USGS, earthquakes in the eastern U.S. are felt across a far broader area than western quakes because the bedrock is much older and harder, transferring seismic energy more easily.
There is no sanitation to speak of. A community I visited had 1 toilet for 600 people. Women stood in line for 3 hours to make use of it. Schools normally form a spine of protection for children, a place where children can seek humanitarian services and normality. Go ahead. Education is...
Wow. Earthquake.
Is that an earthquake?
Yeah.
Well, education is
You're making the ground shake.
Education is in many ways, Madam President, am I okay to continue? Education is in many ways life-saving, but not in Gaza, where every single child is out of school and 80% of education facilities have been destroyed.
I can't imagine a worse place to be in an earthquake than a china shop. This morning, I was sitting over on my iPad doing some customer service work, and I felt something or heard something, a rumbling, and I thought it was maybe a big truck going by on the street here. That was my first instinct, was a big truck. And then I thought it was something else, something much worse. And then that's when I realized, oh, this is probably an earthquake. I could feel the rumbling, hear the rumbling, and then I heard the china start to crackle a little bit.
We dodged a bullet, and I feel really lucky, and I can't believe this happened in Brooklyn. This would have been one big mosaic puddle of shards, and that would have been pretty bad. People have been 15 feet apart, and one person experienced it and the other person felt nothing. And so it's just funny that we really did feel it here in the china shop.
I just felt the building shake a little bit. I was on a work call, and then everyone kind of realized that felt the same thing, and it was an actual earthquake. So, but nothing too crazy.